Hey. I'm not sure about how people in the FGC find each other to form training partnerships or whatever. I imagine that, like myself, a lot of people on the sidelines of the FGC are just folks who play in their own homes, have two or one or fewer real life friends who play fighting games, with them, who watch tournament top eights, and maybe they sometimes travel to Evo or something closer to their own personal area. Personally, I've always been pretty demotivated whenever I'm left in a situation with no one real to play with other than randos on ranked. Fighting games are just like designed for people to have a visible sense of the interplay and the connection between the players, which often doesn't happen when two people collide on ranked and they just mash their flowcharts against each other and then move on to the next instance. So, for reasons I will get into in a bit, I decided it would be no skin off my back to set up a Discord server. Woo! Because it's no trouble to do so, I've set it up so that it can be a community thing, and anyone can join and do matchmaking with each other and find training partners, of course, assuming that more than 5 living human beings ever join the server in the first place. That's just a possibility. What I'm actually suggesting or offering is to be anyone's coach or training partner. Any skill level in Street Fighter 6. I have a number of other fighting games I can play that I'm much worse at and know much less about, but whatever. Any skill level, you can be a total beginner or you can be 1,000 times better than me. That's all good. Personally, my skill level at Street Fighter 6 is like above average, but nothing special. I would place myself at like a weak master rank. I've been playing fighting games seriously for, I think it's been about like 10 years now. And what you should know about me is that I'm a much better as a coach than a player. I am a technical-minded person, and I have a lot of experience teaching to people, not just fighting games, but just teaching people of many different ages and personality types, and my relatively lackluster skill as a player belies various physical and psychological shortcomings, such as my ADHD, anxiety, short temper, whatever, which greatly hamper my ability to think on my feet in stressful and fast-paced situations, which is a large reason of why my in-game ability does not match my understanding of the game, and my hands cannot meet my mind, for instance. My actual knowledge of the game and the psychology of playing it is frankly in the top 1% of the overall player base. I consider myself a more experienced tutor than many other players who are obviously far more talented at the game than myself. I used to think, regardless of whatever personal image of myself I had, that I used to think that being a strong player, at least on some level, translated into an intricate knowledge of the game and the strategy and the psychology, and that there were just technical things that stronger players knew that I didn't, and that's actually not often the case. Most extremely strong, talented players have an intuitive understanding of the game, but they could only put into words. They could only explain it in the most basic principles, and a lot of the time they cannot relate to less talented players who are not able to implement or execute certain ideas as easily as they can. Like, if a less talented player has some sort of difficulty or hurdle to overcome that a more talented player never had to overcome in the first place, they just never face that difficulty, they can't relate and thus can't coach them through it, etc. Many people that I have coached in fighting games or introduced to the genre were able to surpass my level of skill within a relatively short amount of time. Much more talented players than myself have, sometimes on occasion thanked me for advice or pieces of content, pieces of tech, whatever, such as Dominion, the Cool Kid, and Justin Wong are the ones that I know of. Arturo Sanchez also gave me a couple shout-outs on his stream, but, he's a persona non grata in the FGC now, I think, so, yeah, I guess, whatever. I trained about, I think, 5 players in Street Fighter V, and I have fond memories of the process. I really enjoy teaching people and seeing, the results flourish and stuff. And I also just know that it sucks when you don't have a warm body to play against without just going on ranked. So I would be more than happy to spar with anyone to have fun, practice, test ideas, be casual, overcome hurdles, anything, whatever, etc. As for why I am doing this and offering this and have this idea, one, I personally have no idea where I would go to find groups of other fighting game players to train together and share the experience of the game together in a cultural sense. I deleted all my social media except for YouTube a while ago, which was definitely the right decision, but I just don't have a sense of where people gather online to engage in their shared interests anymore, not even just in fighting games. As such, I wanted to do my small little part and make a little community center for hopefully at least a handful of players to just feel a little bit better about their FGC experience with by having access to some names and faces, some consistent people to play with. Number two, I'm bored. I talked about this a little bit ago in a channel update video, but over the past year, I've gotten sick in a way that debilitates me from most work. As such, I'm on an indefinite medical hiatus, and I am sitting around bored out of my fucking mind all day. This shit sucks, okay? I've got nothing to do. On the other hand, I absolutely love coaching players, especially entry-level players. So, if I could fill at least a little bit of my empty time with that, that'd be great for me. I would greatly appreciate that. Number three, my relationship with fighting games feels very disconnected right now. It's been over a year, probably longer, since my last friend in real life who played fighting games either dropped the genre or we gradually fell out of contact after they moved out of the state or something. I'm not on Twitter anymore, so I'm not engaging with the FGC culture in any way. I've personally never really liked watching streaming, so I don't watch a lot of players on Twitch, etc. I'm more of a fixed content kind of guy. Even my own personal growth as a fighting game player feels very disconnected from the FGC. I don't get any satisfaction from fighting strangers online. I don't really like ranked, which mostly comes down to my personality. But for instance, I've got several characters in Street Fighter 6 that I have currently a 25 game win streak on ranked with that I could easily hit master rank with, and I just haven't bothered to do it yet because it would take a couple hours, and I don't really enjoy the activity of playing ranked anymore. I just don't. I'm not physically equipped, nor do I have the financial flexibility to travel to big events right now. So ultimately, I feel disconnected from the community in a way I don't like. I miss playing with my friends, and I miss coaching. So, my point is, hi, hello, I like your face. Here is my Street Fighter 6 Discord server I decided to make on a whim 2 hours ago. Please hit me up on Discord at any time if you want to play matches or receive non-judgmental and non-condescending advice, which can be hard to come across in my experience with the FGC. I have literally got nothing better to do. If I don't respond to your message right away, probably because I am a raging insomniac who cannot stay awake at consistent time periods throughout the day. For internet connectivity's sake, I am in the PST time zone, but my sleep schedule could be all over the place, so I have no consistent estimate for my actual availability. But either way, I am happy to do VOD reviews or anything like that as well. So, please talk to me. I'm lonely. Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone. Bye. Wee.